her becoming naturalized. I was like, oh, she thinks she's on CNN. That is definitely not what the Fox viewers want to hear.
It's funny because, Trump won because he cobbled together an unbelievably diverse coalition. He brought in record numbers of Jewish Americans and Black Americans and Hispanic Americans into the Republican Party, and also these sort of tech bro oligarchs. And the thing that the tech bro oligarchs want is access to cheap labor, because of course they are,
they want these
exactly,
visas.
they want these visas, they want a limit. Elon Musk said, "This is the hill I will die on. You can go F yourself in the face if you're," this is literally what he tweeted, "if you're going to fight me on this." Now, people like that who are very, very, very wealthy and want this limitless stream of low-wage labor, their problem is very symbolic. They really don't like seeing people like Mahmoud Khalil, a person who got the greatest privilege on earth, an American green card, and used it to attack America and to support Hamas and support terrorism. They don't like that. Of course, I obviously don't like that either. But that is not the number one problem we're facing with mass immigration. The number one problem we're facing is that people who are not our neighbors are being subsidized by our poor neighbors' taxpayer dollars to live here, to live in homes so that there's a housing crisis, to work in their industries and drive down the wages, and to basically immiserate the working class. They're being forced to pay for their competition, their replacements in the labor force. So in the 70s,
it's not like one here or there. I mean, one thing, they really were bringing specialized people, but it's like hundreds of these visas for the one tech company, all from India, all low wage. If they're so special, why aren't they getting higher wage, right? If they actually have special skills that we can't get here, you would imagine they would get the top one pay scale, not the bottom thing.
Yeah, it's about 500,000 of them over, I don't remember the exact period of time, but already when you're talking about 500,000 people, it's not specialized, right? It's an entire wage sector. It's an entire sector of the economy. So you have illegals competing with working class people. You now have the H-1Bs competing with what would have been middle class jobs. Of course, $50,000 a year now is not a middle class job anymore, right? So you're just dragging everybody down with this. So back in the 70s, which was the high water mark for working class wages, where they could afford the American dream, single income, buy a home, etc., the kind of ideal that we look back to, the percentage of Americans living on American soil, people living on American soil, who were not born here, was 4%. It was a historic low. Today, again, it's 15 or 16%. It's never been this high in American history. That is why young people can't afford to buy homes. That is why people can't afford health care. That's why 42 million people are on food stamps, because they cannot command the wages that would give them a middle-class standard of living, because they are competing with 16% of the people here who are not born in the United States. That's a
Nick Fuentes calling JD.
And that should be the number one issue for the Republicans going forward, because they cannot command the wages.
Here is the Mike Cernovich tweet. Trump broke everyone's heart with this line.
Nick Fuentes calling JD Vance's wife a jinx. That's not an argument. Or how are you supposed to respond to the argument that he has made, for example, that JD Vance is a fat gay race traitor who shouldn't be president of the United States because he's in an intermarriage? Am I allowed to respond to Scorn? I feel like Nick Scorn is a pretty good response to that, and that doesn't actually deserve a debate or a fulsome discussion. And that, in fact, treating that as though that is a rational idea is a disservice to rationality. But if you treat all forms of that response as cancellation, that's probably how you get to this.
Did he say that?
Am I
he said that. He said that he would support Gavin Newsom over J.D. Vance because Gavin Newsom is a white man married to a white woman with white children.
I mean, listen, bro. He obviously would not.
He said interracial marriages are disgusting.
Okay, yes, I've heard him say that.
I don't think he was joking at all. He was dead ass. I think that's one of his opinions that I personally disagree with.
80% of the stuff that Nick Fuentes says, I don't think so. He might have been a little serious. There's no way he's going to support Gavin Newsom.
He said he would do that just because he's a white man. He said that multiple times. He's also said that J.D. Vance is bought and paid for by Paul and Teal. That's a different conversation for a different day.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, well, I guess he's responding because Nick wants to debate him.
He's trying to respond because a lot of people have been calling for Ben Shapiro to debate Nick Fuentes. A lot of people who are pro-Israel have been running a lot of campaigns against people who speak out against Israel, specifically on the right, which is a trend I've noticed. And I just think that they're saying if you're not America first if you don't support Israel, and people are taking a lot of issue with that, rightfully so, in my personal opinion. I also believe that none of the people who are speaking out against the people who are none of the people who have started these campaigns and speaking out against the people who don't support Israel are bigger than them. None of them. And I just believe that this is a huge issue on the right, and none of them are more popular than Tucker, Candace, or Nick. I think those are some of the three most popular people on the internet right now.
But I think the way Candace does it is the best. I think she comes with facts and she's less.
Well, they're not all.
Speaking out against
They're all.
people
A lot of it is conspiracy.
I won't say it's
But it's not as emotional as Nick's too.
Yes.
I don't know. I think they're pretty similar. I think that she just doesn't say as much shocking stuff as he does. Like, he has almost shock jock level.
But if he said what he just said,
Oh, he said that.
in the racial thing,
He says, wow.
then Candace wouldn't say them things.
But the
She
problem
doesn't
to
say
me
those
is
things. Not at all.
the problem to me is that he might be serious. I don't know if he's joking. Probably serious. But why would you even say, "Oh, I can't debate a guy"? Which he probably. I mean, why? Nick doesn't debate, so it's kind of hard because it's like Nick is being comical. So it's like, why even take that into a debating stance? You know, I don't think Nick will come up on stage and say, "Oh, JD Vance's wife is this," if he's actually going to debate. You know, like you got to separate content and real like debate issues that are there say something. And maybe like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like him and OT and Nick are just saying all the arguments why he should be canceled for saying.
I see the point they're making that he says this wildly offensive stuff that should get him canceled. But that wildly offensive stuff that he said is part of the reason why he's so popular with his base. Now, whether or not it's logical, moral, whatever, people are listening to him. People are tuning into him more than they're tuning into you. You are one of the most popular, oldest right-wing voices that there is. So I just believe that if you want to have an argument and get people to see that this is not a person they should be following and listening to, you should sit down and debate him. Period.
Yeah, I don't think I think that he should debate him because honestly, he's a really smart dude who should be really good at debating. So I don't think that not debating him helps your side if he's open to debate. Even though I think it's just because he doesn't want to give him a platform, but he already has a platform.
His platform is huge.
So he might as well debate him.
He gets more views on Rumble, which is a lesser platform than YouTube.
Yeah.
And he gets more views than a lot of these people that are trying to do. He gets more. Like he ratioed Elon Musk on Twitter. Who is doing that? I try to see one of the pro-Israel accounts say, "Oh, those are bots." Hell no, them ain't bots. Those are not bots.
Yeah, I just think that
I'm
these
sorry,
people,
they're not.
like these older people, like Ben Shapiro. I've never seen him laugh. Like, matter of fact, did he laugh at us with that Tom McDonald video when he rapped? That's the first time I've seen him laugh. That's why I say Ben Shapiro the guy. Like, I really do like.
I respect Ben Shapiro.
I respect Ben Shapiro, but it's like to me, it's like music. It's two different genres of conservative content. It's comical, like us and Hog Twins, and obviously Nick, and it's informational people like him, Candace Owens, and all these different people. It's a lot of different content, and it's conspiracies like Alex Jones, but you can't take everything he says ultra liberal. That's when they're gonna hate him.
But I do think that it's okay to disagree. You don't have to because my position on Nick is I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he says, but I don't think you should cancel anyone. So I do think that if you feel like you can fry him, then go ahead and go and do it then. You can't talk trash about somebody, but you won't debate them.
Listen, I think my number one thing with Nick Fuentes that I resonate with is I've said this even before I was even familiar with his messaging. I'm an America First guy. I said this during the campaign. I've said this when I realized where my political ideologies stand. I'm conservative leaning America First guy. My ideologies and sentiments with politics will always lean with who puts America first. I think Nick Fuentes is and I feel like a lot of young people agree with that. And I think that's why since Charlie Kirk is now deceased, RIP, young people are looking for someone to listen to. They're listening to Nick Fuentes. He's entertaining.
Yeah,
His videos are entertaining.
I've seen this guy clips
when he rants and makes jokes, he's funny. I can't lie. Like when I see his stuff pop up on Instagram Reels, I send it to my homeboys. I'm like, look at this stuff. They laugh. It's funny.
Bro.
This dude is funny.
Who wants to get off work and listen to just informational stuff all the time? Like, I do like Ben. Like some stuff we can go to Ben, but some stuff
Listen,
we
he's
want
educational.
to listen to comedy.
He's
and you wanna hear
educational.
Nick, you know?
I think he has a bias.
So it's like,
I mean, he has the bias. It's obvious. I mean, and it's sure that's fine. I think Nick Fuentes says wild stuff, But I think that the America First movement and being pro-America is something that a lot of people can resonate with. And I think the reason that they're trying to stop him is because they realize that he's so popular and he's only growing in popularity. And I think the fact that they won't sit down and give us a reason why we shouldn't listen to him, it's just not helping them. They're trying to deplatform Tucker. Tucker was one of the largest conservative voices for years and years and years. Then he got kicked off TV, started his own platform, and has been on fire since. He's been on fire since. Like, dude sat down with Russia's president, freaking Vladimir Putin.
That's why I
that
think
whole thing. Like, you can't, like somebody that's touching this level of influence and numbers, you can't just disavow. You can't just.
I don't think you have to.
It's not gonna work.
I don't think you have to necessarily agree with all the stuff he says to say that there should still be a debate.
I agree.
That's why I'm at with it.
I just think that
like the interracial marriages and saying stuff about JD and you would vote for Gavin Newsom and all that. I don't rock with none of them.
You can't win that debate. That's what Ben is saying. Like, how can I debate someone that you can't even argue with that? Like, because it's
Then go and fire him then.
Like, but I'm saying they're like, so let's talk about.
I don't agree with that statement.
Like, how is Nick going to even debate that? Because it's like he's going to be like, I was wrong. Like, any smart person is going to say, yeah, obviously that's wrong. You know?
That's why he should do it.
It's like
That's why he should do it.
It's comical, and then it's stuff that he's actually.
But if he wants to debate, then let them debate. I think they should.
I mean, I just like that type of topic being brought up would be stupid because it's like we don't want to hear that. You know, like
I kind of do.
He does. I don't think nobody really believes that shit.
I think he does believe it. You think he don't believe it? Why do you think? What makes you think? See, why do you think he does not believe that?
Because a lot of stuff that we say, and I say it do be 100%, it might be in a comical way. He probably does believe it if he's saying what I'm saying.
He does believe it. I believe he believes
but
it.
I don't think everything.
So I can't rock with that part.
Some stuff he says that is so
White,
far.
JD Vance's wife, a G.
I think
that's not an argument.
For just like clicks and views and like, bro, this is what this about. You know, when you're a solo, bro, you have to